Jai Hind everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel which is Explore Yourselves, Banking and General Knowledge etc. Jai Hind, your daily boost, Tithi, Nakshatra and important anniversaries, a spiritual and historical insight of 11th February 2025, Tuesday, Bengali date 27 Magh 1431. As per Benimadov Sil Ponjika, today's Tithi is Sukla Chaturdashi and up to 1858 hours and after that Purnima. Today's Nakshatra is Pussa Nakshatra and up to 1857 hours and after that Auslesa Nakshatra. Today is 42nd day of the year. There are then 323 days left in 2025. Today is 6th Tuesday of 2025. Today is Thai Pusam. Thai Pusam or Thai Pusam is a Tamil Hindu festival celebrated on the first full moon day of the Tamil month of Thai coinciding with Pusam Easter. The festival is celebrated to commemorate the victory of Hindu god Murugan over the demon Surad Surapadaman. During the battle, Murugan is believed to have wielded a veil, a divine spear granted by his mother Parvati. The festival includes ritualistic practices of Kavadiyattam, a ceremonial act of sacrifice carrying a physical burden as a means of balancing a spiritual debt. Worshippers often carry a pot of cow milk as an offering and also do mortification of the flesh by piercing the skin, tongue, or cheeks with veil skewers. Devotees prepare for the rituals by keeping clean, doing regular prayers, following a vegetarian diet, and fasting while remaining celibate. Thaipusam is observed by Tamils in India, Sri Lanka, Southeast Asia, notably in Malaysia, Singapore, and Indonesia. It is also observed by other countries with significant Tamil diaspora like Fiji, Mauritius, Seychelles, South Africa, Canada, the Caribbean countries including Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana, and in countries with significant Indian migrants like the United States. It is a public holiday in Mauritius, select states in Malaysia, and in the Indian state of Tamil Nadu. Today is Promise Day. Promise Day, celebrated on 11th February during Valentine's Week, is a day dedicated to making heartfelt commitments to loved ones. It symbolizes trust, loyalty, and the strength of relationships where people promise to stand by each other through thick and thin. Whether in love, friendship, or family bonds, meaningful promises strengthen connections and build a foundation of honesty and care. On this day, couples and friends express their devotion through words and gestures, ensuring their relationships remain strong and everlasting. Today is International Day of Women and Girls in Science. The International Day of Women and Girls in Science is an annual observance adopted by the United Nations General Assembly to promote the full and equal access and participation of women in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics fields. The United Nations General Assembly passed Resolution 70 by 212 on 22nd December 2015, which proclaimed the 11th day of February as the annual commemoration of the observance. The theme is selected annually to highlight a particular focus and area of discussion around a focus point for gender equality in science. The International Day of Women and Girls in Science is implemented annually by UNESCO in collaboration with UN Women. Both organizations work with national governments, intergovernmental organizations, civil society, partners, universities, and corporations in order to achieve the shared goal of promoting the role of women and girls in scientific fields and celebrate those already successful in the field. Today is National Latte Day. National Latte Day is celebrated on February 11th. It's a day to celebrate the espresso based coffee drink and learn how to make it at home. Today is National Get Out Your Guitar Day. National Get Out Your Guitar Day is celebrated on February 11th each year. It is also known as National Guitar Day. It's a day to celebrate the guitar, its rich history, and its ability to bring joy to people. It's a day to take out your guitar and play it, even if you haven't played it in a while. It's a day to honor the people who inspired you to play the guitar. Today is National Make a Friend Day. Always observed on February 11th, National Make a Friend Day is a fantastic opportunity to meet someone new and make a new friendship. Friends serve a vital role in everyone's lives. Today is National Peppermint Patty Day. National Peppermint Patty Day recognizes a treat enjoyed by millions around the world. On February 11th, each year, sink your teeth into the minty chocolate sweet. Today is Pro Sports Wives Day. Pro Sports Wives Day is celebrated on February 11 to recognize the superb ladies who manage and support their home and their sports husband's career. Today is World Day of the Sikh. The World Day of the Sikh is an awareness day or observance in the Catholic Church intended for prayer and sharing of offering one's suffering for the good of the church and of reminding everyone to see in his Sikh brother or sister the face of Christ. The day was instituted on 13th May 1992 by Pope John Paul II and is celebrated on 11th February. Also, the memorial of Our Lady of Lords. The day is not a liturgical celebration. Today is Grandmother Achievement Day. Grandmother Achievement Day is observed every year on every February 11 and is a perfect opportunity to celebrate our beloved grandmothers. Today is Extraterrestrial Culture Day. Every year on the second Tuesday of February, a unique celebration takes place that encourages the humans of planet Earth to look beyond this specific world and consider the possibilities of life that might be far beyond. This celebration is known as Extraterrestrial Culture Day. Today is Safer Internet Day. Safer Internet Day, observed on the second Tuesday of February each year, promotes responsible and secure online practices to create a safer digital environment. It raises awareness about cyber threats, online privacy, digital well-being, and responsible internet use, especially among children and young users. Schools, organizations, and governments worldwide participate in campaigns, workshops, and discussions to encourage safe browsing, prevent cyberbullying, and enhance digital literacy. The day serves as a reminder to stay cautious, think critically, and contribute to a more secure and respectful online world. Today is birth anniversary of Mr. Thomas Alva Edison, 11th February 1847 to 18th October 1931. Thomas Alva Edison was an American inventor and businessman. He developed many devices in fields such as electric power generation, mass communication, sound recording, and motion pictures. These inventions, which include the phonograph, the motion picture camera, and early versions of the electric light bulb, have had a widespread impact on the modern industrialized world. He was one of the first inventors to apply the principles of organized science and teamwork to the process of invention, working with many researchers and employees. He established the first industrial research laboratory. Edison was raised in the American Midwest. Early in his career, he worked as a telegraph operator, which inspired some of his earliest inventions. In 1876, he established his first laboratory facility in Menlo Park, New Jersey, where many of his early inventions were developed. He later established a botanical laboratory in Fort Myers, Florida, in collaboration with businessmen Henry Ford and Harvey S. Firestone, and a laboratory in West Orange, New Jersey, that featured the world's first film studio, the Black Maria. with 1093 US patents in his name, as well as patents in other countries. Edison is regarded as the most prolific inventor in American history. Edison married twice and fathered six children. He died in 1931 due to complications from diabetes. Today is death anniversary of Mr. Ramesh Chandra Majumdar, 4th December 1888 to 11th February 1980. Ramesh Chandra Majumdar was a renowned Indian historian known for his extensive research on ancient and medieval Indian history. Born in Bangladesh, then British India, he made significant contributions to the study of India's cultural and political past. His works, including the history of Bengal and ancient India, challenged colonial narratives and emphasized India's indigenous historical traditions. He also played a key role in compiling the history and culture of the Indian people series. Despite facing academic disagreements, Majumdar remains a respected figure in Indian historiography for his meticulous scholarship and nationalist perspective. Today is death anniversary of Mr. Sergei Eisenstein, 22nd January 1898 to 11th February 1948. Sergei Mikhailovich Eisenstein was a Soviet film director, screenwriter, film editor, and film theorist. Considered one of the greatest filmmakers of all time, he was a pioneer in the theory and practice of montage. He is noted in particularly for his silent films Strike 1925, Battleship Potemkin 1925, and October 1928, as well as the historical epics Alexander Nevsky 1938 and Ivan the Terrible 1945-1958. In his 2012 decennial poll, the magazine Sight and Sound named his Battleship Potemkin the 11th greatest film of all time. Today is death anniversary of Mr. Fakhruddin Ali Ahmed, 13th May 1905 to 11th February 1977. Fakhruddin Ali Ahmed was an Indian lawyer and politician who served as the President of India from 1974 to 1977. Born in Delhi, Ahmed studied in Delhi and Cambridge and was called to the bar from the Inner Temple, London in 1928. Returning to India, he practiced law in Lahore and then in Guwahati. Beginning a long association with the Indian National Congress in the 1930s, Ahmed was Finance Minister of Assam in the Gopinath Barkale Ministry in 1939. He became the Advocate General of Assam in 1946 and was Finance Minister again from 1957 to 1966 under Bimla Prasad Chaliha. He was made a National Cabinet Minister by Prime Minister Indira Gandhi in 1966 and was in charge of various ministries including power, irrigation, industries and agriculture. He was elected President of India over Tridip Chaudhary in 1974. As President, Ahmed imposed the emergency in August 1975 and gave his assent to numerous ordinances and constitutional amendments that severely restricted civil liberties and allowed Indira Gandhi to rule by decree. He supported the emergency in public speeches. Lampooned in an iconic cartoon by Abu Abraham, Ahmed's reputation was tarnished by his support for the emergency. He has been described as a rubber stamp president. Ahmed died in February 1977 of a heart attack. He was recorded at a state funeral and is buried in a masjid near Parliament House in New Delhi. Ahmed, who was the second Muslim to become the President of India, was also the second president to die in office. Ahmed was succeeded by B.D. Jatti as acting president and by Neelam Sanjeeva Reddy as the sixth President of India in 1977. Today is death anniversary of Mr. Johannes Hans Daniel Jensen, 25th June 1907 to 11th February 1973. Johannes Hans Daniel Jensen was a German nuclear physicist. During World War II, he worked on the German nuclear energy project known as the Uranium Club, where he contributed to the separation of uranium isotopes. After the war, Jensen was a professor at the University of Heidelberg. He was a visiting professor at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, the Institute for Advanced Study, University of California, Berkeley, Indiana University, and the California Institute of Technology. Jensen shared half of the 1963 Nobel Prize in Physics with Maria Geoffart Mayer for their proposal of the nuclear cell model. Today is birth anniversary of Mr. Burt Reynolds, 11th February 1936 to 6th September 2018. Burton Leon Reynolds Jr. was an American actor most famous during the 1970s and 1980s. Reynolds first became known well as a result of featuring in television series such as Gunsmoke 1962 to 1965, Hawk 1966, and Dan August 1970 to 1971. He had leading roles in films such as Navajo Joe 1966 and 100 Rifles 1969, and his breakthrough role was as Lewis Medlock in Deliverance 1972. Reynolds played leading roles in a number of subsequent financial successes such as White Lightning 1973, The Longest Yard 1974, Smokey and the Bandit 1977, which started a 6-year box office reign. Semi Top 1977, The End 1978, Hooper 1978, Starting Over 1979, Smokey and the Bandit 2 1980, The Cannonball Run 1981, Sharky's Machine 1981, The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas 1982, and Cannonball Run 2 1984, several of which he directed. He was nominated twice for the Golden Globe Award for Best Actor, Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy. Reynolds was voted the world's #1 movie actor from 1978 to 1982 in the annual Top 10 Money-Making Stars poll, a record that he shares with Bing Crosby. After a number of box office failures, Reynolds returned to television, featuring in the situation comedy Evening Said 1990 to 1994, which won a Golden Globe Award and Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Comedy Series. His performance as a high-minded pornographer Jack Horner in Paul Thomas Anderson's Bogey Nights 1997 brought him renewed critical attention, earning Golden Globe Award for Best Supporting Actor Motion Picture with nominations for an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor and a BAFTA Award for Best Supporting Actor. Today is death anniversary of Mr. Deendayal Upadhyay, 25th September 1916 to 11th February 1968. Deendayal Upadhyay, known by the epithet Panditji, was an Indian politician, a proponent of integral humanism ideology, and leader of the political party Bharatiya Janasangh (BJS) and the forerunner of Bharatiya Janata Party (BJP). Upadhyay started the monthly publication Rashtra Dharma, broadly meaning national duties, in the 1940s to spread the ideals of Hindutva revival. Upadhyay is known for drafting Janasangh's official political doctrine, integral humanism, by including some cultural nationalism values and his agreement with several Gandhian socialist principles such as Sarvodaya, progress of all, and Swadeshi, self-sufficiency. Today is death anniversary of Mr. Robert William Hawley, 28th January 1922 to 11th February 1993. Robert William Hawley was an American biochemist. He shared the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine in 1968 with Hargobind Khurana and Marshall Warren Nirenberg for describing the structure of alanine transfer RNA, linking DNA, and protein synthesis. Hawley was born in Urbana, Illinois, and graduated from Urbana High School in 1938. He went on to the study of chemistry at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, graduating in 1942 and commencing his PhD studies in organic chemistry at Cornell University. During World War II, Hawley spent 2 years working under Professor Vincent Dew Bignod at Cornell University Medical College, where he was involved in the first chemical synthesis of penicillin. Holly completed his PhD studies in 1947. Following his graduate studies, Holly remained associated with Cornell. He became an assistant professor of organic chemistry in 1948 and was appointed as professor of biochemistry in 1962. He began his research on RNA after spending a year's sabbatical 1955 to 1956 studying with James F. Warner at the California Institute of Technology. Holly's research on RNA focused first on isolating transfer RNA, tRNA, and later on determining the sequence and structure of alanine or tRNA, the molecule that incorporates the amino acid alanine into proteins. Holly's team of researchers determined the tRNA's structure by using two ribonucleases to split the tRNA molecule into pieces. Each enzyme split the molecule at location points for specific nucleotides. By a process of puzzling out the structure of the pieces split by the two different enzymes, then comparing the pieces from both enzyme splits, the team eventually determined the entire structure of the molecule. The group of researchers include Elizabeth H. Kaler, who developed the cloverleaf model that describes transfer RNA during the course of the research. The structure was completed in 1964 and was a key discovery in explaining the synthesis of proteins from messenger RNA. It was also the first nucleotide sequence of a ribonucleic acid ever determined. Holly was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine in 1968 for this discovery, and Hargobind Khurana and Marshall W. Nirenberg were also awarded the prize that year for contributions to the understanding of protein synthesis. Using the Hollis team's method, other scientists determined the structure of the remaining tRNAs. A few years later, the method was modified to help track the sequence of nucleotides in various bacterial, plant, and human viruses. In 1968, Holly became a resident fellow at the Salk Institute for Biological Studies in La Jolla, California. According to the New York Times obituary, he was an avid outdoorsman and an amateur sculptor of bronze. His widow Anne died in 1996. Thank you very much for your patience. Requests for like, share, and subscribe.